Alright, today's the day that everybody was waiting for. I have my WRECKED Yamaha R1 frame right behind me, right here. I did a whole lot of work on it. I welded, I painted, the clear coat is now fully cured. It looks super pretty. I'm so happy with my work and it's ready to be reassembled. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the engine, put it back on the frame, then I'm gonna take the front end, put it back on the frame. For the front end, I need to change my wheel because it is completely bent from the accident and I can't fix that, so I'm gonna put a new one on it, and then the rear end back on the frame, but at this time, the swing arm is busted. So that's all we're gonna do. By the end of this video, I'm gonna have a roller so I can move it around the shop. It's gonna be a lot easier for me, and then it's gonna finally look like a motorcycle again. So let's see how it goes. Alright, so let's start with the front end. Surprisingly, for a bike that got into an accident, that front end is really good. What I need to change is the front wheel. The front wheel is warped, it's really damaged where there was the impact, and it doesn't turn. And that's the goal here today. We want to have something that rolls around. So I'm going to put another wheel. It's going to be temporary. It's not going to be the wheel that stays on the bike at the very end of the project. But just to have a roller, I'm going to swap that wheel by a wheel that's actually round. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now the front end is done, I'm going to take care of the rear end. For the rear end, it's kind of more tricky. I'm not sure if that rear wheel is good. I think it is right now, but I need to control it. Want to make sure it's really true. I'm going to put it on my stand and I'm going to control that. We're going to do that very, very soon. I need to take the shock absorber off of the swing arm and a few bits and pieces on the swing arm and put it on the new swing arm that we painted with the same paint and clear coat as the frame. When that is done, we're going to have a rear end that's completely finished, ready to go back on the frame. Let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so this is my wheel stand. As you can see right here, my wheel is on it and I got those on each side of those posts, which means that the wheel cannot move this way on the axis of the wheel. So on this direction, it doesn't move. It can turn like this, and that's it. Now we're gonna go on the other side and we're gonna see exactly what I'm gonna be looking at. Okay, so now we're on the other side, and you can see I have a rod right here that I set with an Allen wrench right here to be very, very close to that lip on the wheel. There is a small gap right now, and I'm going to show that I can fit a piece of paper between the rod and the wheel. It's a very, very small gap. What I'm going to try to look right now is I'm going to make that wheel turn, and I'm going to look for the gap between the rod and the lip of the rim. I'm going to make sure on that direction right here that the gap stays the same. When I'm done with that, I'm gonna spin the wheel again, and this time I'm gonna be looking on the height on the Z axis right here. I'm gonna make sure that that lip is not going up and down as we turn the wheel. When that side is good and I make sure that everything is okay, the gap is in tolerance, it's a very, very slight variation on this direction and this direction, then I will flip the wheel and I will do the exact same thing on the other side, because it doesn't mean that if one side is okay, the entire wheel is okay. So right now, we're gonna take care of that side. Okay, so that looks really, really good. I feel like the gap is very constant the entire way for the entire turn, and there is no rebound, there is no little bump and wobble in the wheel on that side. So let's go ahead and try the other side. Alright, so now we're on the other side, and I just set the rod to be less than a millimeter away from the lip on the rim, and we're gonna do the exact same test. Okay, so I'm very happy with what I just saw. This is obviously a great wheel. It's like new. There is no wobble at all. I'm gonna have peace of mind when I put that wheel back on the bike. So that wheel goes on the swing arm right now. Okay, we're getting closer, so now I'm gonna put the engine back on the frame. Alright, here it is. That's my roller. It's finally on its wheels. Everything went really well. I'm very happy with that, and now it's going to be more convenient to work on the bike. It's pretty late now, so I'm going to have to stop for the day, but I have more work to do on the bike, as you can tell. If you like the video, well, like the video. If you want to see me building back that Yamaha R1, consider subscribing to the channel. Activate your notification, this way you know when I post a new video. I see you in the next one, and meantime, keep building.